Whether you love it or hate it, coconut is everywhere right now.
Yeah, but is it deserving of all the hype? To break down what you need to know about coconut, registered dietitian Nishta Saxena is with us in studio. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Your shot of bright color on a cold winter day.
I'm trying to warm it up.
All right, and speaking of warm it up, we're going to warm things up a little bit with our diet.
Absolutely. So here we start with coconut. We're doing the anatomy of a coconut. What are all the parts of it and how can you eat them? So this is the flesh. This is the original coconut, and it's really what everything else comes from. You can eat this. The white part is what you would eat, not the furry part. Dried, flaked, shredded. You can also just, when I was a kid, we would just crack it open, break it off, and just eat chunks of it.
It's really good.
Really? Yeah. And the beauty of it is it's a fantastically nourishing food. It has fiber, about 3.6 milligrams of fiber per half cup. It's got healthy fat. It's very filling, and it has a natural sweetness. So
yeah, it's so good.
It's fantastic for kids too. And I think a lot of people don't realize that it's something that you can eat as a snack. We're used to seeing it in meals. We're used to seeing it in sauces, but you can actually just eat it on its own.
I know in Sri Lanka they crack them and then they have a special machine that you, I mean, it takes a lot of work to get that meat out, but man, it's worth it. It's really good.
Absolutely. And so when you take the coconut and you open it, you're going to notice there's a kind of an internal creamy surface, and that's actually what they end up making the coconut milk from.
Okay, so that's a great transition for us because we're talking coconut milk and coconut water as well.
Yes, so we have 3 items here. So the clearest one first is that coconut water. That's when you crack open the fresh coconut and it's sitting there as fluid in the coconut. It's very, very hydrating. It is mostly water, but it also contains the naturally occurring sugars from the coconut. It has potassium, it has sodium. So for a while there, people were talking about it as though it was more hydrating than water, but that's not actually true. It is just as hydrating as water because it is mostly water. So it can be a very refreshing drink. Then we have a cartoned version here. That's the one that you're going to see in the cartons on the store shelves. That's really the coconut cream mixed with water, and then they add in a calcium supplement. And then we have the canned milk. This is very high in saturated fat, very high in calories. That's the one in the solid cans you're going to cook with.
Yeah, so recently, because it comes separated in the can, right? It'll have the water on the bottom, it'll be thick cream on the top, you got to shake.
Yes.
As an alternative to like milk cream in a cream soup, they said to just scrape off that thick condensed part off the top.
Well, I mean, then you're just going to reduce sort of the fatty texture of what you're cooking. So it kind of depends on the meal you would like to make, but you could use it that way, absolutely.
Coconut oil is our next step.
Yes.
What do we need to know?
Well, coconut oil has become, I mean, more popular than ever. And really the reason it's so popular, it is about 80% saturated. So as a plant compound, you don't think of plants as saturated fat, but coconut is very saturated. It contains a specific type of saturated fat called medium chain triglycerides, in particular lauric acid. And this is something that we can actually use right as energy. We won't store it as fat. So many people are using coconut oil for that purpose. They're using it on their skin and their hair.
Great on your hair.
Great on your hair for a lot of different uses. But because it is saturated, we want to have a wardrobe of oils, many different oils, monounsaturated olive oil, maybe some sunflower oil, as well as coconut oil as part of a balanced diet.
I eat a lot of gluten-free items, and coconut flour is often in those items, but it's very dry.
It's very dry. So coconut flour comes from the dried, pulverized, fresh coconut. And you do have to add lots more liquid and eggs to make a recipe with coconut flour, and you can't use it one-to-one. So you want to look up recipes for baked goods using coconut flour to be able to actually use it properly and get a good texture on your baked good.
I haven't tried it in baked goods. Can you taste it? Does it taste coconutty?
A little bit. It's just like it's powder in your mouth. So coconut and almond flour are sometimes good if you don't have nut issues.
This last one is one that's new to me, but I know that there's friends of ours who love it very much. Coconut manna.
Coconut manna. It's really the coconut butter. So they take fresh coconut, mash it up. You're able to. It only has 1 gram of sugar, and it's just really a spreadable version. You can put it on bread. It's great also for kids' lunches where we can't have peanuts and nuts. Fantastic option. Give it a try.
Okay.
Nishta, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Well, it'd be good with this with some honey.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.